It's two movies that are relatively short, but also pretty darn good. The first one, Undertone, is a horror movie from A24, and it's about this girl named Evie who runs a paranormal podcast from her home. And while she's living at home, she's caring for her ailing mother who's dying, probably of cancer. And wouldn't you guess it, when they're doing this paranormal podcast, they are Evie and Justin, her co-host and friend, are sent these strange recordings of a paranormal activity. And the more recordings that play, the weirder things get. Now, the brilliant thing with this movie is that it's a bottle film done really well. If you don't know what a bottle film is a movie that takes place in one location and kind of like movies like Phone Booth or 12 Angry Men, or like someone in a haunted house. And in this case, Evie is pretty much bottled up within a house. Each recording that you hear, things get worse. And the brilliance with this film is its sound design. This movie is about a podcaster, it's about audio, and you never see any explicit gore in the movie. There's not really any big jump scares, but there's a lot of moments where the sound it leads up to a jump scare that never happens, and it keeps you on like pins and needles the whole time. Like the whole movie, I had my ears covered because I'm like, oh god, when's the thing gonna pop up? And there's a couple occasions where things pop up, but not very many. But yeah, the movie it really wouldn't have worked without Nina Kiri's performance as Evie, because she has to do a lot of reacting, and her character is someone who's mostly kind of even-headed, always tries to think of the rational reason behind things, which makes you question: does she really believe in paranormal activity then, or is she like one of those performers like the Baby Gap Ghost Adventures guy? But no, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I gave it 3.5 out of 4 Guinnesses on my website. And moving on from that one, we have Andre is an idiot. Now, why is Andre an idiot? Well, in this documentary, Andre is an idiot because he never bothered to go get his colonoscopy, let alone see doctors for a long time. Now, is it because he's afraid of seeing doctors? Uh, it doesn't look like that in the movie, but in my case, when it came to me getting my colonoscopy, I was afraid. I had that thought like, what if they go in there and they find the cancer early, but they can't treat it and I die? Like, I have those kind of crazy thoughts in my head. So, like, maybe those thoughts are going through Andre's head. And even if they weren't, because the way the movie depicts it is he just kind of would just get high all the time and ignore seeing doctors and kind of march to the beat of his own drum. Um, but anyone who's worried about their butthole should see this movie, because any adult, like, trust me, once you get it done, well, first off, it doesn't hurt at all. The worst part is the day before where you have to like drink the liquid that tastes like piss, and it just makes you go to the bathroom like literally every 20 minutes. Um, but man, am I glad I got it. And this movie will make you realize, yeah, maybe I should get a colonoscopy. Because if they do catch it early, it won't be the stupid disaster scenario like I have in my head where it's like, oh, they still won't be able to treat it and I'll die. No, it very likely won't be that. If this guy caught his colon cancer early, he would have been saved, but he didn't bother doing that. But the great thing about this movie is it's about a guy who's laughing at himself and he's laughing at death. And so instead of crying and saying, "Oh, woe is me, I'm gonna die, I don't know hey, that's a very understandable thing to cry over." Uh, he ends up taking on cancer with humor and knowing, although I'm going to die, at least I can go out swinging. If there was one complaint I had about the movie, is that Andre is a person who's very successful in marketing and advertising. And this movie is a very honest portrait of someone, although I felt like it was pulling back on some of its honesty, because at the end you're kind of making a eulogy for someone before they die or after they die. I mean, we can guess what happens to Andre. Um, So I understand why I kind of did that. It felt a little bit like, yeah, this movie was maybe 10 minutes longer, or maybe if it took less time rapidly cutting to things and pulled back a bit and let us know why, like, maybe Andre isn't very affectionate towards his daughters. We could have gotten even more of a human portrait. But even with that minor complaint, I should say, I think I was a little too hard on the movie originally. Originally, I gave it 3 out of 4 Guinnesses. I think I'm going to go back on my website and give it 3.5 out of 4 Guinnesses. It's really a documentary about a very grim subject that doesn't feel too forced, and it just has some really hilarious moments in it. Like, the like Andre calls his doctor the ass doctor on his phone. And then like there's moments where he's giving these great bits of philosophy, and then right after he gives them, he takes like a huge hit from a bong. So it's good stuff. But yeah, both movies, 3.5 out of 4 Guinnesses. I believe they are both in theaters now. And you could, I think Andre is an Idiot will be in local theaters. If you're in Chicago, you can find it right now. That's where I do my show. And Undertone is out in theaters, I think, wide now, and I mean it should be, as an A24 film. As a matter of fact, both of these are A24. And on a side note, God bless A24 because they make incredible material. And please God, let the theaters be around and don't let the removal of the Paramount decree and Netflix buying HBO be a sign of the end of cinema, because we need to go see cinema to see movies like this. If you want to go see Undertone, for instance, at your home, it wouldn't have the same effect as hearing all those disturbing sound effects throughout the movie and being in a dark room where you're like inside of the house that movie takes place in. Oh, although also side note with Undertone, you don't see any other character's face outside of the dying mother in the movie, so it makes you feel even more isolated in that film. I did mention that in my review, which you can find both written reviews at ypareviews.com. How long did I go on with this double review? Oh, 7.5 minutes, not bad. But yeah, check both movies out. Both great suggestions, and see you at the movies. Oh, ypareviews.com. Shameless plug. Goodbye.